Jazz Show. I have the beautiful Myia here. Say hi. So as y'all can already tell by the title, we're gonna talk about her business, but Locs Edition. Y'all saw my cousin, she does braids and she does locks. So we're gonna talk about how she started, why she started, the ups and downs. Y'all already know by now how this goes. So Myia, first I wanna say thank you for joining in.
It's a pleasure. I'm happy that you invited me out.
Yeah.
I definitely, yeah. Let's say this. I'm gonna start off by saying entrepreneurship is not for the weak.
Definitely not.
It's not. Entrepreneurship is not for the weak at all. You have to be mentally prepared. It has its pros and cons, all its ups and downs. It is something where you have to mentally prepare yourself and just stay open-minded.
Oh yeah.
Welcome change. That is the biggest key. Welcome change, because for one, the hair industry is always changing.
Oh yeah.
It's always something that's changing. It's always something that people like to add or do. It's always something that you have to please the customer. So
Oh, yeah.
you have to please the client. So it's always something that they want you to do or try, or even if you just okay. Honestly, because being in the hair industry, you're gonna be faced with a lot of different challenges. And women are some of the most pickiest creatures in the world.
We are.
We are very picky.
We are.
Yeah. And we're very indecisive. So
Sometimes. Definitely
Yeah.
sometimes.
yeah.
Well, I want to first, because I know I be seeing on social media like the difference between lock and dreads.
Yeah.
Teach us.
So I'm gonna say this, and I know everybody have their own opinion, their own take, and their own perspective on things, but I prefer the term lock.
Okay.
I like, when I think of dreadlocks, in my opinion, when I think of dreadlocks, I think of the Europeans. When white individuals have locks, it doesn't, there are dreadlocks versus ours are locks. Like,
Okay.
honestly, you can tell there's a physical appearance difference with even just looking at them, but it just, honestly, when you say dreadlocks, it just sounds like such a, what is it, like a dreadful term to use for your own hair, like
Okay.
dread.
Okay, so
Like,
it gives like a negative effect to
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Honestly, in my opinion, it does. Like locks, I look at your locks as your crown. Like honestly, a lot of people don't believe it, but when you have locks, it brings on a different level of self-esteem, different level of just like your love for yourself. I always tell people, whenever you're starting your lock journey, it forces you to embrace your natural beauty.
Oh yeah.
So it's making you get in touch with your inner self, your inner love, your inner, like, outside of all the materialistic things that we wear, from our makeup to our lashes to our nails to our weaves, braids, and all of that. When you have locks, it's literally just your hair. You have to accept yourself in your own natural state. And believe it or not, that is hard for a lot of people to do. A lot of people, they like the idea of having locks, but they don't understand that it's a process.
Oh yeah.
So with having locks, it's something where you have to be patient. You can't expect you can't expect the flower to blossom overnight. You can't. No. You got to start off at the basic. You got to start off with your dirt and watch the progress. You have to watch it grow. So, in my opinion, that's one thing that says dreadlocks and locks apart. Because, as I said, my perspective on dreadlocks is when you see the other races having locks, and their hair will not naturally form the way ours form. For one, they have to intentionally go in and manipulate. There you go. Manipulate their hair to even come close to what ours would naturally do on its own. And that's just something. That's what our hair has done over. Like, you could say that as far as the African American hair, African American skin, everything when it comes to just black by itself. Because we come in so many different shades, colors, and hair textures. Everything when it comes to black people as a whole versus a lot of other races. It makes a difference.
Oh yeah.
So the things that our hair can do versus the next culture or the next race hair can do it's not the same. What they have to force and make, we come natural.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
No, I understand. So you guys, she does my cousin JoJo. Hey girl, hi to you.
Yes, hey boo.
And I understand like the growth, because let me
Yeah.
tell you, when she first started out, she had these little bitty, and I'm asking for permission if I can use her photo, because I want y'all to see it. But let me tell you how she looks now. The hair it's just long.
flourishing.
Yes, and it's just so nice. And you could see and you could feel the difference with her. You know, and the confidence.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand that.
And a lot of times when we started out, we're so ashamed of our lives. We just like, oh, I can't wait till this hair grows. You don't want to take any pictures. You don't want to show nobody. Like, we really like to call it the ugly stage. And I can understand why, because it's just like, oh, you don't look like yourself. It's just like, this is not me. I don't know who this person is, but I guess I gotta work with it. You just gotta go with it. Trust the process. When you trust that process and you start seeing those locks flourishing and growing and forming, oh, it's just like, okay, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people all the time, like, track your journey from day one to like now. I'm 3 years locked now, and I started out with little or nothing. Like, my hair was so little, and people don't believe me. They were like, you started out very little and look what you have now. I was like, yeah, I did. That's why I tell you, trust the process. Just be patient. That's the key thing. And with everything, like, you have to be patient. You have to trust that it's gonna come.
Oh yeah.
And you know, we all like, oh no, we want things right now. We want things, you know, we expect exactly.
It don't work that way. And even if something were to happen in that way, trust and believe it's going to be destroyed.
Yep.
It's going to be destroyed.
Nothing that comes, and I think this is, now we get back to like a whole little biblical situation with that one. But everything that comes fast, it's not. No, I wouldn't trust it. Anything that's too sweet or come too easy, I'm scared of it. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's weird or crazy of me to think like that.
No, it's not. Because I'm about to tell you, because I love me some Tyler Perry. And Tyler Perry said in one of his plays, he said the microwave is the devil. I mean, I still use it, but the microwave is the devil.
For real, it is though.
It's not even that hot. That quick. I was like, wow, I need to live
It's
it.
a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
And think about how many people use the microwave. Think about how often the microwave is incorporated in everyday life. Like,
Yes.
I was like, oh man, we got this. I just throw it in the microwave. Oh no, it's quick.
Yes.
It's quick, and you have to. I don't know. You gotta question that quickness.
I know. And then it was even more crazier. I know we're off topic, but it's okay. When you put your hand in the microwave, it's not hot.
You got a point. You got a point about that one. I never thought about that one. That's a good one.
So it's just like the food's hot,
Yeah.
but the area is not. So
That's scary.
yeah, but
That's scary.
Anyway, yeah. So thank you. You have done the lock journey for 3 years.
Right.
Have you been actually doing locks yourself for that long or longer, or have you started after your journey?
So I would say me taking my craft serious was after I locked my hair.
Okay.
Me doing locks was something I've always known how to do. I've actually learned. I want to say I was like in 6th, 7th grade when I learned how to do locks.
Okay.
So me learning how to do locks is a story. Like that's a story. That was a journey by itself.
Oh.
So, and I'm gonna get a little personal with it.
Go ahead.
I had to learn how to do locks because of my brother.
Okay.
I have an older brother, we're like 6 years apart, and my brother used to go and get his hair cut all the time. You know, like the average dude do. Like every week or every other week, you go get your hair cut, go get a line up, nice clean up. And what happened was that his barber wasn't properly cleaning his clippers. And it resulted in him getting a hideous, still to this day, he suffered with it, bad infection in the back of his head.
Oh. God.
And it came to a point where his doctors and everything, it was like, well, you can have a surgery, have a procedure to go in, clean it, scrape it out, all of it, but it was still gonna leave a nasty scar. And it was just like, it's like, do you put yourself through all of that, or his decision overall was just to grow his hair out, to cover it up, and now you can't tell. I mean, he doesn't allow anyone else to touch his head. He had to learn how to do his own hair. I had to do his hair. Like, we're only two that touches his head. If I can't get to him, he does it. But starting now, he initially had to find another individual, another stylist to start his lock journey. But from that point on, I was the one to maintain it for him. So he has like, look, you're gonna learn how to do my hair. I was like, I don't want to. And honestly, I really have to give my brother his props. Like, I gotta thank you, bro. But thank you, big brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Honestly, it helped. it like
It pushed you.
Yeah, because I always had an interest for hair. I always loved doing hair because hair is just, you can be creative with hair.
Mm-hmm.
And even though like locks wasn't my main focus growing up, I love doing like the weaves, like sew-ins and quick weaves,
Mm-hmm.
or I love doing like natural press outs on our own natural hair. And the locks itself is just something that stuck. Like even when I was growing up, my dad knew I had learned how to do locks, so he was like, all his homeboys and friends and stuff, he was like, oh no, you need to let my daughter do your hair, or my cousins. So they was like, oh, how you gonna come do my hair? I was just like, why not? Why not? And it's like, I didn't know how to start them at the time, but I knew how to maintain them.
Okay.
So it was like, okay, this still a good little side hustle,
Yeah.
good little income. I'm still making money, keep my pocket. I don't have to ask my mom or my daddy for money. So, and even in school, all the dudes that was in class and everything, all the young men I went to school with, the ones that had locks, that was my way. Like, hey, you gonna let me do your hair? And honestly, I was being slick with it, but it was a good still money maker though. And I'm more than grateful. I'm more than appreciative because now look at me. I do it full time. Folks are like, oh, you do hair full time? Yeah, I do hair full time. Like, no, you don't work, you don't have a job. No, this is my career. I wake up every day and I do hair. I wake up every day and I do locks. I think like, let me see. And I'm happy I made that decision though. But it was a journey of me getting to this point of like deciding like, oh, I'm gonna decide to just do locks. Oh, I want to do locks. I knew I could do locks, but I had never thought it was gonna be a full-time thing.
Right.
When I was in high school, back home, and I'm from Mississippi. So,
okay, I went to Ole Miss.
Really? Okay. See, and I'm from Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, y'all.
Hours away though.
Sorry. But you know, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, you know, that's the state, they be colliding. Everybody in Mississippi have to pick a side though.
Yeah, I've heard.
It get pretty intense about Ole Miss and Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Me being from Jackson, our school system there, once you're in high school, you can do, I guess you can call it dual enrollment or something like that,
okay.
where you can take trading classes while you're in high school, like your last 2 years.
Really?
Girl, yes, that's how I was when I found out. Like, everything's gonna flow, everything's gonna go just perfectly the way I want it to. Okay, I'm not gonna just be in class, I'm not gonna go to school and be bored. Like, I hate school, but it was like, you gotta go to school. But they gave me something to want to look towards. Why everybody wants to do hair? Everybody, there's a waiting list just to get to the cosmetology courses. Like, you can't, oh my God. It was so many women, so not even women, we're not women at that age, but there were so many young ladies that wanted to do hair, So I was just like, screw this. I was over it because I could never get into classes. I couldn't get signed up, and it was just like, I'm not gonna keep fighting for this.
Wow. And it started like in middle school.
Yeah, so it was still like I kept it as a side hustle, but growing up, you start wanting to make real money too, though. Like, oh, Mom, can I have some money? Dad, can I have some money? And it's always something behind it. So it ended up coming to a point where I ended up just having to find a job. I found a job, kept money in my pocket or whatever. Just, when you're young, you want to be able to have fun and do whatever you want to do. But when I really discovered, like when I started going through a phase of like, Myia, what is it that you want to do? Myia, what's your niche? Myia, what is it that makes you happy and it doesn't feel like work? I went through those stages when I left Mississippi and moved here.
Okay.
When I moved here, when I say I see why so many people move to Atlanta, I see why so many people move to Georgia. I see why everybody flocks here. I see why a lot of people flock to big major cities, especially like these black people in the Southwise of coming to Atlanta, because for one, Atlanta is the hub of hair.
There is.
So entrepreneurship, if you have like a thing that you want to do, or like there's some type of career path, or you're in the midst of just trying to find yourself, I definitely understand that, and I push anybody and I encourage anyone to go to those big major cities to discover yourself and figure out exactly what it is. Don't go and ain't got nothing. Like, you got to still have something to
a plan.
Yeah, don't go and you like, I don't know. No, you gotta have some type of plan, or at least have money saved up to where at least you can get to the point where you want to get to. And honestly, when I got here, I was just like, oh, I gotta find a job. And I found the job. I was working for AT&T, and I hated it. I hate corporate America. I'm appreciative because they still put food on the table, and you keep a roof over your head, but
you wasn't happy with it.
No, I really wasn't. And I just like, I gotta go up here and deal with these old folks. I gotta deal with these crazy people. I gotta just, they're the same old rigmarole, just like dealing with that nonsense. And it was just like, I started coming to a breaking point. I was like, I can't keep doing this.
Right.
And I actually started off baking.
Really?
I started off baking. I know it seemed like, dang, she was all over the place.
But no, honestly, that's what you have to do to really see what sticks with you.
Yep.
So
you do though. I started off baking because I love to cook. I grew up in a cooking family. I grew up, everybody cooks.
I mean, you're from Mississippi.
Yeah, so exactly. Like, I had never seen so many fast food places and after eat. I'm like, of course, everywhere you go is fast food and food places, restaurants and everything.
Right.
But no, it's different here. It's different. I'm used to like everybody
like what 3 coming here?
Yeah, girl.
On the same strip.
It's so much stuff here. But honestly, I was happy that I went through those stages because I was baking. I was like, okay, I enjoy baking. It makes me happy. I love like your end results, like the joy that you get at the end. Like, dang, yeah, I did that. Like, cooking does it. If you enjoy cooking, if you enjoy being in the kitchen, then yeah, that is so I can like.
Yeah.
But it's not for everybody. Like, you can't just like, oh no, I'm gonna go in here and try this. No, no.
Because you could taste the love.
Yeah, you really can. And that's why I be telling people, like, don't just try to cook last minute and throw something together. No, because you're gonna taste it. You can tell. And so I was baking when I was working for AT&T. I started baking, and I was baking and selling stuff on the side.
Okay.
Even when I was off, I had to get into a hustle mindset like, Myia, you don't want to keep working for corporate America. You want to do something else. So even when I wasn't working, I would go out to all the different hair salons and establish like a lot of entrepreneur, like in the small business establishments in the area. And I would actually like, hey, I'm selling baked goods. Are you interested in purchasing anything? I have chocolate covered strawberries, chocolate chip cookies, macadamia cookies, sugar cookies. Like I had all type of cupcakes, everything. I was just selling stuff. Especially like, for instance, like where I work at now, how my booth salon is set up now. There's nothing but sweets. So go into like different establishments. And this is like, I encourage anyone that has any type of entrepreneur, anything you're selling, if you're a hustler and you're trying to make money and you believe in what you're doing, go out there and hustle and go do it. Because you're not going to get the results just sitting on the couch expecting like a miracle to pop up. No, you have to go out and hustle.
Yeah, and I commit because let me tell you one thing.
I was discouraged now. I was scared. I was like, no, these people gonna
but you still did it regardless of how you was feeling. You still did it, and that takes courage.
Yeah.
Real courage is still doing it, even when you don't want to, even if you feel like you can't.
And then you might not always get the results that you're looking for, but it's just a matter of like consistency is key. Like you have to stay at it. You have to stay at it. And it even came to a point where I could be at work and people like, hey, when you gonna make rounds? Or hey, you gonna come through? I'm like, yeah, I'll come through. Hey, what you want? Put order in ahead of time. Whatever you want. And people love sweets though. Like a lot of people love sweets. Like I didn't think, yeah.
That's not.
I did not realize how crazy people were about sweets though. Like, you know, like, okay, everybody used to a dessert or everybody wants something to nibble on here and there. But no, people really go crazy about sweets. And it was just like, okay, y'all messing with me. Y'all fucking with me. I got you. I did it. Okay, I'm gonna keep coming through. But cooking is time consuming. Baking is time consuming. And that right there, that's what I didn't like about it. Because I enjoyed it, but it seemed more of like a job, like a chore, like a regular, like another job. It stopped becoming fun. It stopped being fun.
Right.
It stopped being fun, and it just was just like I was going through the motion.
Okay.
And so I was like, I'm putting in my work and the amount of work and time that I'm putting into it versus the results that I'm getting.
It wasn't matching up.
Right,
okay.
Exactly. It wasn't adding up. So it was like, I like the results, but it's not enough. So, all right, Myia, this ain't gonna work. And so I knew I still like doing hair. And then also another thing, my boyfriend at the time, he had locks. So he was always my test dummy. He was always gonna tell something. Like if there was something new that I needed to try, or I wanted to try, or like a style, or a different technique, anything like that, he didn't have a choice. Like, cause he was locked before me. When I met him, he was locked, and I always was like, I do locks. Like, let me do your hair. He was so picky. He's like, I don't know. He was so nervous. Like, I don't know.
Men are particular too.
Yeah, he definitely was. He was like, I only let one person in my hair. Since I saw there only been one person that does my hair, and this and that. I was just like, dude, shut up. Just like, let me do your hair. I'm telling you, you'll be fine. You'll be satisfied. And it just was up from there, though. It really was. But one thing I want to give him his props as well. He always believed in me, though. He always believed in everything, those stages that I was going through when it comes to like me working and me baking and then me trying to pursue hair. He always encouraged whatever it was I wanted to do. So everybody needs someone in their corner.
Oh, yeah.
And I really hate it for people that don't have like a good support system, or at least one person in your corner that believes in you. Because regardless if you stick with it or not, you need somebody in your ear to say, yeah, go do it. Yeah. Not for bad things, but for good things.
Right.
Because you got people that encourage bad things as well. But having somebody that encourage you to go pursue something that you believe in and that's going to be beneficial and that's going to be positive, that's a different level. And that's just like, it makes you believe in yourself a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're feeling down, like, oh no, nobody's gonna support me. Oh no, there's too many people in this field. Oh no, there's too many people that does this. Like, no.
Then that one person behind you was
yeah,
like, don't worry about that. There's always something unique about you. Always. You just have to find it.
Yeah, you really do. And I see that every day now, even when my clients coming in, because even starting out, when it came to me, I was like, I'm going to do locks. I said, I know how to do locks. It's something that I'm good at. I said, this is what I'm just telling myself, where I was like, I'm good at it. I know how to do it, but I just want somebody that I can like work on, like an apprenticeship, to like try to help critique the areas that I need to work on.
Right.
Like, yeah, I know, but you can never stop learning. You can never stop receiving information. You're supposed to learn something new every day. So that was my goal, trying to have someone that can help better me. Have someone that was like, okay, let me see who is somebody that's like here in the Atlanta area, in Georgia area, Atlanta metro area, period, that like that's open to like helping me grow. Right. And honestly, I don't understand why people just like, oh no, I got mine out the mud, you need to get yours out the mud. Like, you got a lot of people, they do not like helping. They do not like sharing information. They do not. And I was just.
And if they want to share it, they're gonna.
Yeah.
They want to charge you.
And me personally, I don't believe in that though. I'm like, nothing is top secret. Like, yo, like we all can eat.
Exactly.
Everybody can eat, and that's not even just with hair though. That's with everything.
Oh,
like,
yes.
Everyone can eat. There's enough room. There's enough opportunity. There's enough people. There's enough money out there for everyone to make it. And for people to feel like threatened or just like no. Like, people really do not want to see you grow.
I know.
And I experienced that. Like, I would reach out to a lot of well-established, like well-known locticians that's in the Atlanta area that's just like, they got consistent flow, they got good good clientele. You could tell they're making good money, where they've been doing it for umpteen years. I was just like, yeah. So if I was to work on somebody, I want to work up under you. I love your work. I love the way your foundation is clean. I'm paying attention. I'm studying your work, and I'm looking at everything that you're doing. I'm like, yeah, that's it. I like that. No. They either don't have the time or they just don't want to. Yeah. They really just don't want to. No, I'm not interested. And
it's really sad.
It is. It really is. It really is, because it happens. I can only imagine how many people are going through it though, because like I said, it's not with just hair. Because even with hair, like, it's still more that I would like to learn with hair, but you know how people like, oh no, you gotta go to YouTube University, or you have to find that needle in a haystack, or where you can possibly find someone that's open-minded that'll help or partner with you. Like, hey, you got something I want to learn from you, or hey, I got something that'll help you out as well. It's hard to find people with the same mindset when you are in the cosmetology field. Like, yeah, everybody have their own niche, everybody have their own specialty, everybody can be doing good and making money and doing hair, but nobody wants the next person to be on that same level as them.
Right, because they'll probably feel like they're gonna surpass them or whatever. But my thing is this, like, just remember when you first started out. I always think, okay, if I'm struggling for something and I want to get better at it, I would want someone to help me.
Right.
So if I'm already there and I can help, why not do it? You used to be that person.
Yeah.
Don't be the person that you didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
sad. It's very sad, and I hate seeing people act like that. Like, I hate seeing people like, I don't understand, why is it that serious? Why, like,
it's fear.
Yeah.
I believe it's fear of. I think it's just fear. They feel like they're not gonna continue prospering, or whatever the case may be. Like, or like just say, like, just fear of like losing money. But like I said, there's so much money.
Yeah.
And money travels. It goes in a cycle.
Exactly.
When it comes to me, it goes in a cycle. Money's gonna always come back as long as you still doing what you're supposed to be doing, and doing that,
and doing it out of kindness of your heart. You be pure with your actions. Yeah. And honestly, even with the person, I still end up finding that the person when I wanted to take doing Locs serious as a profession, I still found a very amazing young lady that I was able to work under, that allowed me, she helped me get to the point I am now. And starting out, like, this lady literally she watched me start from zero with no clientele and build up to where I'm busy every day, I'm working. Because failure is, I'm so afraid of failing. Like, I know a lot of people are, but when I say I'm afraid of failing, I am afraid of failing. I'm afraid of being like, oh, boy, I'm coming back home. Oh, Dad, I ain't got the money to pay this. Or, Dad, can you do this? I hate hearing, like, you know, the thought, like, they might not say it aloud, but I told you so.
Yeah.
You know that I told you so. Like, I'm the type of person, like, I'm gonna prove you wrong. Like, you can think, you can say aloud or even think down on me, but no, Myia gonna be good. So that was my mindset though. Like, I gotta get it. I left Mississippi. I came here. I got a point to prove. I don't need. No, you gotta get outside your comfort zone to find you, for one. So when I got here and I started, especially when me and Locs started jumping off, and I was like, okay, all right, Myia, you doing something. You getting better. And I'm looking at my pictures. That was one thing I had to learn. Myia, take pictures of all your work. Now I'm to the point I got comfort, I got a little lazy, but still, I gotta get back to that. But starting now, I was taking a picture of all my work, and literally from day one up to now, I'll still go back and look.
And it's just a progression.
Girl, you really did that. Like, you did that. You really started from, like, you thought you were good. And I was decent. I am not gonna take that from me. I was decent. I did enough to get by. But now it's shit. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. I love what I do, and I know I'm good at it. What they say, you gotta toot your own horn. You gotta boost your own ego. You gotta boost your own ego.
You are your biggest fan.
Yeah, and now for real, baby. Who?
I understand. Well, y'all, I'm gonna put all her information down below in the description box. Make sure you follow her. If you're in the Atlanta area, you need to get your locks done, or if you're thinking of getting your locks, you need to hit her up. I'm also gonna put like a little clip video of her Instagram info. Like, I'm gonna cover my face with her stuff, okay? So you can see her work. Because, you know, we are lazy people. Yeah. So if I show y'all what she's working with, maybe they'll go, let me go follow her.
Sneak peek, then I'm going to give you a little preview.
Yes.
But still, regardless of whatever it is that people are trying to, whatever it is that you're trying to do in life, whatever it is that you think that you want to do in life, stop thinking about it and actually do it. Start pursuing it. Start actually putting it into action. Like, start taking those steps to go down the right path to get where you're trying to be in life. Because constantly talking about it, that ain't going to do nothing.
It's just gonna run your brain out.
Yeah. I just said not too long ago, one thing I can't stand is a person that got 1,000,001 business ideas but never execute on anything. Yeah. That is the most annoying thing in the world. You got all these business ideas, but you won't start. Like, when are you gonna take step one?
Exactly.
You have to start somewhere.
Yeah, and you have to make, like, people will say, like, they don't have the time. No, we all have the same amount of time. You literally have to make the time. You have to make the sacrifices. You gotta figure out what can you not do so you could do this.
Yep. I was getting off of my 8-hour job and going to the shop and staying at the shop until like 1 in the morning. Then waking up, having to clock in at 9 in the morning. So it was just like, I was working. I believed in what I wanted. So as long as you believe in yourself, you believe you have a vision and you're determined to make it your reality, it's possible. Just trust the process and keep going. And I know, honestly, I know I've said it so many times, but honestly, that's the key to anything in life. As far as like your personal life, your professional, business life, love, regardless, whatever it is, you have to trust the process and watch it blossom. Just be patient with yourself. That's all.
I need to work on that.
Yeah, we all do that. We all have areas that we can work on. I know I even have areas that I can work on, but I have to give myself more credit for where I am now. Like,
you have to reward the small upbringings.
The little things count. That's the only thing I know. I just know the small things count. Yes. And like, you got to take out the time to sit back, evaluate, and look at like where you started to where you are now. Give yourself a pat on the back and acknowledge that you did a hell of a job. That you are doing a good job.
Exactly.
Regardless if no one else is telling you. I mean, of course, everybody wants someone to tell them that you're doing a good job, that you something that they're doing a good job, whatever. But there's nothing like knowing or even seeing your work grow. Right. There's nothing wrong. Like there's nothing wrong, or there's nothing like sitting back with like, as I said, like seeing where you started and seeing where you are now, or even you might not even be all the way to the point where you want to be, but you see that like you're on that path. It might not be coming at the pace that you wanted to, but you see that you're making progress.
Yeah, and you're gonna get there.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people, they just like, oh, this is not coming fast enough. It's coming. Just shut up. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
And stay down.
Just think if you go into your favorite place and you're in traffic, you still gonna get there.
Yep. Sure is.
Now if you rush and get all antsy, you might not think straight and get in a car crash.
Right.
So you just be patient, just let it happen, you're gonna get there.
Yep. That's it. Oh my God, yeah, we gotta do this again. I love it.
I agree.
Yes, I would definitely love to have you back on, like even like a few months down, even a few weeks, just to see like any progression just from that happened just from today. You know, because we're all about seeing progression and just like, because you never know who could be watching and just wanted to probably like start doing, either start doing their locks in their hair or start doing locks as like a profession. Like how do you do it? So I thank you again.
No problem.
For being on the show, talking about your journey, giving great advice, inspiring these people from Mississippi.
Yes, get out that little small country town, get out of the small, no growth states, and get to a city and believe in yourself and jump out there. Just jump out there. You're not gonna go wrong. Jump out there on faith and you'll like it.
That part. All right, you guys. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Okay. Like I said before, I put all her information down below in the description box. Just press that link; it'll take you straight to her page. I'll even put up again the video of her page as well. And yeah, see y'all next Friday at 6 p.m. Bye.